And as vaccination efforts ramp up, some are expressing new concern about the second dose of the coronavirus shot, specifically on whether it will make them sicker. And what about people in the higher risk category who may have had an unpleasant reaction to the first shot? Should they be concerned? I took our questions to Dr. Nick Sippis at Swedish Medical Center, and here's what he had to say.
I think a lot of folks had a reaction like that to the first dose, certainly, and there can be some apprehension, maybe some a little bit of worry about getting the second dose. Look, there's no guarantee that you're going to have a reaction to the second dose. We're seeing a wide variety of responses. Some folks have worse reactions to the first dose as opposed to the second. I would say unequivocally that the benefits outweigh the risks. And yes, there may be a brief period of time in which there are some side effects from the second dose, but the reassurance that comes from knowing that your body's generating an immune response that's going to protect you in the future and protect the community, I think that those benefits far outweigh the risks. And certainly we want to work together to keep managing any side effects that anybody has to the second dose.
When it comes to the vaccines, obviously there are a couple different kinds that are available. Is there any difference in the reactions that you see to these vaccines, or is it pretty much the same across the board, no matter what vaccine type you take?
I would say in general, the reactions we're seeing are very similar across the two vaccines that we're primarily using. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which recently got emergency use authorization, I don't know that we have quite as good of a understanding of what the potential side effects from that one are, because it just hasn't been as widely distributed. But overall, in general, the people's feelings are similar. Their arm is sore, certainly, and then they have that kind of low grade malaise, almost like a flu-like syndrome or illness after it, and that's very consistent. There are some other rare, but also very low grade kind of side effects. Sometimes you can have enlarged lymph nodes. Some folks are having headaches, but again, these are all low grade, and the same kind of advice would apply to those, irrespective of which vaccine you get. Those sorts of low grade symptoms, things that you wouldn't seek emergency attention for, that you're managing with Tylenol or ibuprofen and fluids at home, you're safe to manage those at home and keep a close eye on them.
So Dr. Sippis says you can expect your symptoms, if you do get them, to last about 12 to 24 hours. He said you really should only become concerned if you have a high fever, you can't keep anything down, you're dehydrated, or you have profound fatigue. In that case, you should definitely go to the doctor.